Listen to this crybaby whine about Pastor Jimenez.
So then, a couple weeks go by and the battle's raging. And I call up Pastor Jimenez on a Thursday. He was down in Fresno with his buddy Pazarnsky. And I called him up and I said, hey, man, now's the time. The battle's raging. I need you to back me up. I need you to help me out. And he said, oh, well, I'm out of town. Can I do it Saturday? Can I make a video on Saturday? And I said, yeah, that's fine. Sure. So then, Saturday rolled around and the battle was raging. I was kind of at the low point. This is like September 29th, that weekend, September 29th of 2024. So it was the low point in this whole ordeal. And so I called him up and I'm like, man, I need your help, man. I need you to make a video. I need you to back me up. And the first words out of his mouth were, I'm getting pushback from my church members. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, since when does that determine what is right or wrong? And since when does that determine whether or not you're going to keep your word? Okay. Because when you commit to do something, when you say that you're going to do something, you do it. Not to mention the fact that I've been his good friend for over 20 years. He said that he was 100% on my side and that I should not stop pastoring and that he wanted me pastoring and that, he's going to back me up publicly. And so he made that commitment to me, and he put me into the hottest part of the battle, and then he just withdrew the troops from me, is what he did.
Since when is your kids of their own volition calling you and your wife out for being toxic parents equated to another man putting you in the hardest part of the battle and withdrawing the troops? What in the world are you talking about?
And so I was very upset, and I'm telling him, what the heck? You said you were going to do this. You said you were going to... yeah, but I'm getting pushed back from my church. I can't defend you. And then he started saying, well, I don't know how to defend you. Well, I'd already written the outline for my sermon. My answer to them that examine me is this. And so I said, okay, here, let me give you the points of the sermon. I read off every single point of the sermon. My answer to them that examine me is this. And I said, do you agree with all these points? Are there any of these points you don't agree with? He said, yeah, I agree with those points. I said, okay, well, it sounds like you know how to defend me then, because, here's some points that you could use to defend me.
Yeah, like, here you go, buddy. Here's the script. Just listen to my sermon, say exactly what I tell you to say, and everything will be all good. Like, what's the problem, bro? Why can't you just be my parrot? This man is insane. Like, what are you, Balak or something?